Youth Convention. Well, with me in the studio, this Pastor Jacob Obaro, the pastor in charge of Youth Province 7, in the studio with us this afternoon. Let somebody shout dominion.
Dominion.
The way you Bible start shouting this dominion. Let the dominion be powerful. One, two, go.
Dominion.
And
Dominion.
Glory be to God. Thank you all so much for joining us in the studio. So, Pastor, let me start with Pastor Jacob Obaro. I can see that you're already wearing the shirts. Why is it called the Business and the Tech Fair?
All right, so just pulling through what we just heard from Pastor Emmanuel, the dominion in the business, dominion in the
entrepreneurship,
in the marketplace.
Yes, in the marketplace.
So we feel that for this year, we just introduced this business and tech fair that started yesterday. The idea is to showcase the innovations that young people in Rccg have been able to put together. So we're looking at giving the young people the opportunity to showcase what they've been able to put businesses, those that have tech solutions, those that have businesses they're running. So we're creating the platform so that they can come and show the world what's because we are playing in a global market. So we want to just give the opportunity to young people to come showcase what God has been able to do to them in the business world. So that's what the business and the tech fair is actually all about.
Awesome. So, Pastor Noah, yesterday started. Has there been a very great solution that has come to you? They're like, wow, this is going to be a dominated one in the world.
Yes, there have been series of ideas and innovations that have been that we are portrayed because we went through a selection process before we came up with those that were shortlisted.
So how many
we
people,
got over 200 businesses applied, and then we shortlisted about 70 based on several factors: location, what the impact they want to make, and the magnitude of that impact. And from what we've realized, there are quite some very, very innovative ideas out there of our members, people, Rccg Young Adult and Youth Affairs members of the Young Adult and Youth Affairs. I know there's fast skills, they make dream work. I mean, there's also a company, Afro Shippers. They're doing quite a lot and great deal in the tech space. They're already here and exhibiting their product. There's also part of Yaya Golden Reeds Cooperative Society that is really into helping to create a hub where every RCG member or Young Adult and Youth Affairs can have access to whatever funds they need for their businesses and to further foster their entrepreneurial journey. So it's been quite interesting.
A number of initiatives from YY also.
Yeah, sure.
YY paints, YY cables, YY.
This is
estate, as well as Excel Talents Limited, which
please, you people are bombarding me with all of these things. So you mean all of these things are happening in Rccg?
Yeah.
Are you serious? So if I want to build my own house, I don't need to source out anything.
No, we've got everything.
Wow.
It is a one-stop shop for your building requirements or needs.
Please, what are you waiting for? Yaya is here to stay. So
and we have people with agro businesses too.
Yes.
That come to say, okay, see, and actually we also have opportunities that like Pastor mentioned the issue of collaborating with other organizations for sustainability and long term in your business. You need to collaborate. So when we have fairs like this, companies can get to meet other companies, meet investors that will be interested to. We are there. It's fantastic. They can make some very meaningful investment that can take the business to the next level. So that's what the fair actually is all about. For instance, the Afro
Shippers or Agro Intel and Afro
these guys, they have a tech solution such that you want to shop anywhere in the world and you don't have a credit card. So they do a virtual credit card for you, so you can shop with dollars from anywhere and pay in your local currency. If you're in Nigeria, you can pay.
Oh, you don't have to pay in that in the world in the
yeah,
wow,
yeah.
that's
And they will
absolutely
ship it to your
great.
doorstep.
Wow.
So all with the click of a button, you just download the software, you follow the clicks, and it's done.
Wow.
So they bring the global market space to your doorstep.
Right to your doorstep.
That is super
Through
amazing.
technology.
That is super
This is one of our
amazing.
boys in RCCG.
Ah. So if you're not RCCG, don't come. Is that why
Well,
it's on the spot?
no. It's not really all about if you're not RCCG, don't come, but we give preference to RCCG, young adults and youth affairs members. However, if you're not RCCG and you've got a strong innovation out there, you want people to see what you've got, I mean, please come. We are here ready to receive you, and we will give you the platform to showcase what you've got.
But I'm here to tell you, let me seal it, that once you come into RCCG, you are here with us. That's it.
Yeah, that's
because
it.
we are
Just-
winning souls to the kingdom of God and drawing them in.
Hallelujah.
And this is actually a fertile ground that we can see here. The Redeemed Christian Church of God is blessed. Has there been challenges that has come with planning this business and tech fair?
The challenge most of the time, it's the basic challenge all of us are facing, which is economic challenges. So, for a lot of startups, like Pastor Mevene said, a lot of people are, oh, I need money to move things. I need money. So a lot of young people have great vision, but vision without provision. Keep vision at the level of television.
PJO.
So you need the vision, but you need provision to power the vision.
power
So for some of our guys, they've not been okay. For some that were supposed to be here, some logistics challenges, connected sometimes with finance and all of that. So that's why they're not able to make the trip. So that's just the basic outside of that. And of course, we have a lot of people coming up that, maybe they didn't register on time, but right now we just felt that let's give as many people as possible the opportunity. That's why we're in the studio saying, you're an RCCG member. The convention just started 2 days ago. We still have like 2 more days to go.
Yes.
So, and the fair is still open till Friday, so you can just come in and be a part of what is happening. You have something to showcase, something you feel the world needs to see. A solution, maybe a business that you're running.
Yeah,
you feel
sure.
that everyone needs to hear about. The fair is still open for you, so you can come.
Awesome.
And it's free.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's the beauty.
definitely it's free for everyone.
Totally free. So not in that sense, it's free because somebody bankrolled it. Somebody paid for it. So the RCCG, Young Adult and Youth Affairs, took up the challenge just to give opportunity for young people to showcase what God is giving them.
Awesome. So
Yeah, okay.
you want to add up to what he's saying? And
Yeah,
I also want to ask this continuing question. Is this a long-term or short-term project?
Okay, first, I'll just say that first I'll start with your question. Really, this is we are in the long haul for this. I mean, this is an idea that came about as we thought through how to project our youth, how to give them the kind of platform that they need that will catalyze their entrepreneurial spirit and help them become what they really want to be, irrespective of what their entrepreneurial dreams or visions are. We are here to help them power through, and we want them to dominate not only spiritually, but across the mountains of influence. And that is what has bettered this. And I can tell you categorically, this is not just for a short while, not for a medium term, it's for the long haul. And we are ready for it. Wow. And we are building all the capabilities and everything we need to be able to go on the long haul. And just in addition to what Pastor Barrow said earlier, the reality is this. We also have a very good challenge or a good problem. They say a good problem is a problem that comes that is very important, but it came as a result of the fact that it's an opportunity that came in form of a disguise as a problem. One good problem we are having is that the big companies also, the established companies, they want to also showcase their product. And what we've said is that, you know what, you're also welcome because this is an opportunity for a synergistic relationship between the startup, as well as the established company company. So we are ready, open to everyone.
Exactly.
And all you need to do is just find your way to the redemption city of God, and you will have the platform to showcase your product to the world. Be you big, mid-size, or what, a small company.
Okay, so with all of this that you've mentioned, are there going to be percentages going to Yaya, or the percentage, all the percentage, if it's 100% that if, you know, people have come to collaborate with them, they take everything, or their percentages going to Yaya, since they are the sole directory of this?
You know, we're a faith-based organization.
As well as business, sir.
Yeah,
this is business.
So the truth is that for us, our focus is not, we're not profit-driven.
Okay.
So our focus is to discover young talents, develop them, and deploy. It's a 3 division.
Yeah.
We discover them, we try to give them the platform, showcase them, like we said, you know, you don't know how far. That's why we say it's the long haul.
Yeah.
So you don't know who can connect with that business, and, you know, investing in that business can just take it to the next level.
Awesome.
So for us, our profit is to see these young people do well. Is to see their businesses do well. And if they do well, eventually, they become kingdom financiers
Yeah.
in their various places of impact,
Wow.
their churches, their parishes, their provinces, anywhere they find themselves, and the community as a whole.
wow.
So you need to be empowered to empower others.
This is super commendable, and I really want to commend the leadership of Yaya. You all are excellent and doing amazing work. This convention has been a very different one, totally, and I truly agree that it's a season of dominion. And so what other words you want to say to us as we try to round off? Do you want to encourage them to come? How should they contact you? And what next? What's the next step to take for everyone intending to come exhibit at the Business and Tech Fair? To you, Pastor Noah, and then Pastor Osato.
Yeah, the last word I would like to leave with any startup or established entrepreneur out there is this platform has come to stay. We call it, it's your place. We want to help you discover your place so that you can dominate your space. And by God's grace, if you want to contact us, all you need to do is just come to the Redemption City of God. And when you come in, just ask for where the tech fair is happening, just behind the altar at the back, at the prayer foyer of the old auditorium. And definitely you'll see us there. Otherwise, you can contact us on, I think there's a flyer. We've got a flyer and we have the details out there. I don't just want to read the number out there, but I think if you find your way to the Redemption City of God, you'll be able to see us, or you can alternatively just call 08023 682430, and we'll definitely pick your call and speak with you. Thank you.
All right, so for like Pastor Satu just said, so if you're still there, maybe in Lagos, somewhere not too far from here, and you have a tech solution, you have a business solution that you want the world to see, there's still an opportunity for you to come. And as a matter of fact, we don't just have the tech fair running, we also have the career fair running.
Yeah.
So career fair for job seekers, you want to learn how to write TV, all is happening
At the same time.
on this ground. So it's a synergy, it's NYY, so it's a total package. If you're a business owner or you have a business you're running and you want the world to see, we're waiting. So it would be nice to have you come around. Just get to the old auditorium of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, Redemption City. Ask anybody where's the youth convention taking place. Just right behind the auditorium, the place called the prayer foyer. That's where the fair is taking place.
Awesome. So we are done with Business and Tech Fair. We have a few more minutes for you, and I just want to engage you. If you have an opportunity to take over a mountain of influence, what mountain of influence will you take over and why?
I'll take over the mountain of influence of education.
Okay.
And because education is the cross of transformation. There's no society that has meaningfully transformed itself without the pillar of education. And once people are educated, they are liberated. And irrespective of your background, irrespective of who you are, where you were born, how you were born, once you're educated, it creates that platform that enables you to compete favorably anywhere in the world. And so for me, education is very critical. And the reason why we are struggling in this part of the world is the challenges we have in our educational system. China transformed itself through education. Likewise, Singapore and especially the Asian countries, even India, it was transformed through education. Once we get education right, that's why everything is being done to ensure we don't get education right. Once we get education right, every other thing will fall in place. So I'll take education, run with education, and make sure everyone is educated. Once people are educated, you've given them the tool and the impetus they need to transform their lives and get themselves out of the poverty cycle.
Is that the mountain of influence that you're in right now taking over?
The
Education sector?
education sector?
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. No wonder. So should we call you professor now?
Well, in the making.
I know, right? Because Dr. Obi Ezekwesili mentioned a very critical one about education. And the way she came with yesterday, I thought she was going to just stay there. But it's so glaring that we know why we are now in that place where people don't want us to even get education. And like they say, let me borrow my pastor, and by the way, he's my pastor. He'll say, a man without a vision doesn't have a television. And so it's very important for you to have a vision so that you can project yourself to the world. So for you, Pastor Obaro, what mountain of influence do you want to take over and why?
Okay, so for me, I want to talk about two. I'm actually playing in one. The other one, I'm so interested in. The first one that I'm very interested in is the government. You know, because I believe it has to do a lot with management of resources, management of people and resources. One of the greatest challenge any organization, any country, and people will have is their leaders. Who is managing them? You know, so I feel that young people, we need to get a bit more interested. We grew up with the mindset as Christians. Okay, for me, grew up with that politics is dirty. I'm not there because I still feel it's dirty, but we need to get into that space. You know, we need to seriously get into that space to bring transformation to our world. We need to dominate in that heavily in that space. That's what we bring. The Bible says when the righteous is in power, the people rejoice. But when the wicked is in power, the people, do you know what is happening now? People are suffering, and it looks as if nobody really cares. Everybody just cares about themselves. So you see that leadership, governance is very important. You see nations like Rwanda in Africa, the transformation we see today. So Nigerians go to run retreats in Rwanda. Why? Because somebody stood up in government and there was a transformation. In Singapore, we know the great story of Singapore, the Queen Yu.
Yeah,
the total change and transformation story we are celebrating today about Singapore. One man, you know, that came into the space of governance. So I think that space is very important. I'm not there yet, but I'm believing.
Both of you should team up. Pastor Noah, are you not looking at this governance as well?
So we have people, for instance, in the province where, by the grace of God, God has placed us. One of my zonal pastors right now is going to be the chairman of the local government by the grace of God.
Wow.
And we're giving him all the support. He's doing it. We're praying, and every support we can give. So it starts from there, from councillor to local government chairman to state governor, and on and on. So we have a lot of people dominating in that space. It will bring transformation to our society and environment, and the name of Jesus will become more popular.
Definitely.
And of course, the other space where I also feel is important is the economy, the business space that Pastor Emmanuel just spoke about. You need it, you know. They said who has the finance has the financing. So finance is very important. When there's no money, problems are usually many. And so Bible says money is a defense. When you lack it, it becomes an offense to you. So money is very critical, playing in that space. The Bible says by prosperity, Zechariah 1:17, with Zion spread abroad. So we need to dominate. We need finance to do a lot of things. The world will become better. So we need to get into that space and raise kingdom financiers. People that will go and turn around. And thank God for Rccg, we are fully involved in CSR. So, and CSR is powered
by money.
Yeah, I wanted to just say one thing.
Please.
Thanks, Pastor Barrow, for bringing up the idea of governance. Because as I taught after Sunday's presentation, as I taught around the Genesis 1:27, where the Bible says, replenish the earth. One of the things that came to my mind again was the fact that, look, when the heads lack leadership, the Lord expects us as Christians to replenish the head with leadership. When the head lack governance, the Lord expects us as Christians to provide that governance. That is why he said, look, he finished his work. He completed his work. And then he said, I have handed everything over to you. Replenish it. Anytime in my storehouse, I have the repository of whatever the world will need. Leadership, joy, whatever it is. But when they lack it, I'm not going to come from heaven to come and provide the leadership. I need you to stand in there for me and take over. And I think that is where the challenge is with us in Nigeria. It's good to pray. We pray, God, come and do this. But the Lord is also saying, I'm waiting on you. So there's nothing we can do without God, and there's also nothing God can do without us.
So you are saying my people perish
for lack of understanding.
For lack of knowledge.
Knowledge and understanding.
Yes. So it's time for us to step out, to just become a vessel, to dominate, just as the theme is. And in all that is said, it is just time for you to take over whatever God has given to you. The Business and Tech Fair is happening at Redemption City of God at the Prayer Foyer. Just come and do more. Even if you're not able to exhibit at the moment.
Yeah, just come
connect with
other businesses. Yeah.
It's time for us to dominate. It's been super amazing speaking with both of you, my professor, doctor, and my governor. Was he president? And me, the follower. It's been an amazing time in the studio. And please stay back. I've been speaking with Pastor Noah Sato and Pastor Jacob Obaro. We'll join right away. Just stay tuned. We'll be right back. Thank you.
For the best of Christian TV, it's now TV time.
Thank you, sir.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you very much, sir.
Father, we're grateful for your Son, our Father in the Lord.
A conviction that my continent, Africa, holds near boundless potential. With our dynamic and booming youth population, our wealth of critical minerals, and the vast renewable energy prospects in Africa, Africa could become a clean energy powerhouse and a digital service center.
Africa is at the peak of an unprecedented transformation. With rapid advancement in technology reshaping industries and economies worldwide, the continent holds immense potential. Despite Africa's youth population and immense potential, it faces significant challenges in accessing quality digital education and employment opportunities. Only a little above 50% of Africans have access to quality digital skills training. This disparity in this economic growth and social development.
African countries are not represented appropriately, and the institutions are largely insufficiently responsive to their needs. And it is now time to make that change. We need new frameworks to address these technologies and to help release the potential so that we can accelerate towards the ambitions and the vision of Agenda 2063.
To harness Africa's potential fully, we must invest in our people and equip them with the skill for the future. Imagine an Africa where every young person is equipped with the digital skills to shape their future. The Vista 2033 project is offering a comprehensive solution. Our mission is to empower 10 million Africans with the digital and creative economy skills they need to thrive. We are bridging the digital divide and creating a brighter future for the continent. From boot camps to workshops and mentorships, our initiatives cater to diverse needs. We are building a generation of tech-savvy individuals who will drive Africa's digital revolution. Our initiatives include Vista Africa Tech Fellowship, a 3-month immersive learning experience to seek to equip African youths with a comprehensive suite of essential digital skills, empowering them to thrive in the evolving digital economy. Ladies in Tech Africa, a free digital skill training program that is empowering women across Africa, aged 18 to 35, with relevant digital skills for 3 months, promoting gender inclusion and economic development. Future Clan, a holistic approach to nurturing well-rounded tech professionals through a range of programs, including code in schools, teens skill up, summer bootcamps, and AI bootcamps. Vista Africa Innovation Events, fostering a culture of innovation through the Vista Hackathon and the Vista Tech Conference. Vista Africa Digital Skills Advocacy Program, an initiative that seeks to empower young Africans with basic digital knowledge through on-site advocacy campaigns, podcasts, and webinars. Skill Up Africa Series, delivering digital skill training across African countries, including bootcamps, virtual classes, and workshops.
Together, we believe that working in genuine and equal partnerships, we can realize the immense potential of Africa for the benefit of everyone.
We are investing in Africa's future by upskilling African youths to become a competitive base that will propel African sustainable development. Join us on this transformative journey. To learn more and get involved, kindly visit www.africamissionsglobal.org. The Vista 2033 project is powered by Africa Missions Global in collaboration with the Incubator Hub.
The Ladies in Tech Africa initiative is a commemorative bootcamp in honor of our visionary, Pastor Mrs. Folio Adeboye, as we join her in thanking God for her 76th birthday celebration.
My name is Mata. Growing up, I wanted to be a banker, so I studied business administration. But along the line, I fell in love with tech, and I started as a product designer. In my crave for knowledge and out of curiosity, I wanted to understand what it feels like to bring my design into life. I wanted to understand what it feels like to code, and then I stumbled upon Lita program. I was so excited. It was free. I registered for it and was very, very excited when I got my congratulatory message. And since over 4 weeks, it's been so amazing learning. It's been really amazing. My facilitators have been so good. I'm really excited. Thank you to the LITA program. Thank you for this opportunity. I am really excited for this knowledge I've gained so far. Thank you.
I fell in love with cybersecurity, and I actually went online to search for some courses. I found some, but the ones that I could find were basics. They taught only the basics of cybersecurity. Thankfully, I came across LITA, Ladies in Tech Africa. I applied for the course for cybersecurity, and thankfully I was picked. It's been an amazing 4 weeks. We've been introduced into penetration testing, ethical hacking, and like the course outline for this, it's so much broader than the ones that you get online. And I'm thankful for the opportunity. I'm very grateful for this opportunity.
The story of Martha and for me is the story of millions of African women who desire better opportunities but are often hindered by societal barriers and limited access to resources. The Ladies in Tech Africa initiative aligns with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal 5, which emphasizes gender equality and the empowerment of women between the ages of 18 and 35. By equipping these women with essential digital skills, the initiative is enhancing employability, thereby improving their lives and contributing to their communities. In 1 month, the Ladies in Tech Africa initiative has significantly impacted the lives of thousands of women across 113 countries, with over 50,000 participants of African descent from Nigeria, the United Kingdom, the United States, South Africa, Ghana, Canada, Cameroon, United Arab Emirates, Malawi, and Kenya topping the chart. We believe empowering women is crucial for driving innovation and economic growth in Africa. The Ladies in Tech Africa is making significant strides toward achieving gender inclusion in technology, and we are excited about the future. With your support, we can continue to empower women across Africa and create a brighter future for generations to come.
Welcome back from the commercial break. It's still the International Youth Convention of the Redeemed Christian Church of God. It's day 3. It's been amazing so far. Indeed, we will be expressing dominion in different areas of our life. Just before we went on that break, we had an amazing session on career fair. And we saw different explorations of how the mission is planning to ensure that everyone is included in plans and getting better, especially for youth and young adults of the Redeemed Christian Church of God. Various projects, various drives here and there to ensure that everybody is better, whatever they have been called to do. And we are back here and to also get into another interesting conversation around social impacting. If you paid attention, there was an advert that was played before we came in live into the studios. And I'm going to take it from there. By the way, I am Adeni Oluwaseun Michael, and I will be driving this conversation. From my directly left, I have someone from Incubator Hub, an amazing woman of God, Mrs. Mitchell Adudu, representing Incubator Hub. How are you?
Very well, good, very well. Thank God.
All right, welcome. And I also have just from my far left, I have Mr. Olatunjoye, representing African Missions Group. How are you doing, sir?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty well. Thank you.
How come we are putting on blue?
Well,
are you a blue fan?
the sky is blue. Yeah, sure.
Moving on, I will allow them to introduce what they have for us, so we can have a better and broader perspective of what social media, or social impact is all about. Mr. Olatunjoye.
Okay, yeah. Thank you very much, Sheon. Today we are here to talk about how Africa Missions Global is impacting youth across Africa. Africa Missions Global, as most of us know, is an organization, a faith-based social impact organization established by a mother in Israel, Pastor Mrs. Folu Adeboye, the wife of the General Overseer of Rccg, by the inspiration of God. So, born out of the passion to lift millions of Africans out of poverty, there was an initiative launched last year during the United Nations General Assembly in New York. The initiative or vision is called Horizon 2033. And that is a project which is aimed at lifting 100 million Africans out of poverty by the year 2033.
100 million.
100 million Africans. So out of the 100 million Africans, the idea is to use digital skills to empower 10 million youth out of the 100 million. Of course, the 100 million could involve children, older people, but for the youth of Africa, we're targeting about 10 million of them between last year and the year 2033 to reach and empower about 10 million and lift them out of poverty. And one might ask that why is African Missions interested in doing this? For several reasons. First of all, like some of us heard from Dr. Obieze Kwesili yesterday, that the average age of the Africa's population is 19.2 years, meaning that we have the youngest population globally. Currently, we have one of the highest youth unemployment, all around the world. For example, in sub-Saharan Africa, we have as high as 30% of unemployment among youth. And so what you see is the wave of migration, the quest for young people to want to japa and migrate out of Africa because of unemployment, lack of opportunities, and a whole lot of challenges that young people face on the continent. Right. So people tend to want to use every means to just get out of, escape from poverty. And that is when you see people going through dangerous routes through the Sahara Desert, crossing the Mediterranean Sea, just to get to Europe, crossing different difficult and dangerous routes to get to US and all of that. Yeah. So the idea is, how can we help our youth to escape some of these challenges? Yeah. So that is why African Missions is coming up with this initiative. Then to add to that, there is a body of statistics that is telling us, both from the World Economic Forum and a couple of other global organizations, telling us how many job opportunities will be available via digital technology and digital economy by the year 2030. For example, in Nigeria, about 28 million jobs, will require digital skills by 2030. In Kenya, about 17 million. So what this tells us is that there's a need for us to prepare and equip our youth for these opportunities. So these are some of the very important and vital reasons why African Missions is saying, let us empower our youth with digital skills and make sure that we prepare the continent for the digital transformation that is currently ongoing and that is still evolving.
Amazing. Now, before we zoom into other expressions that are in partnership with African Missions Global to achieve this goal, the numbers you were calling are so daring. millions. And so the question is, how do you intend to get this done?
Okay, thank you very much. The world we live in is a world where collaboration is key to achieving goals and objectives. And so first of all, we've set out a couple of plans in place, and we've created a couple of projects to actualize the vision.
Okay.
And among the projects we have in place, we have what we call Ladies in Tech Africa.
Okay.
Secondly, we have what we call the Vista Africa Digital Skills Advocacy.
That's good.
Then we also have what we call Vista Africa Tech Fellowship.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and furthermore, like I said, collaboration is key.
Yeah.
So we are partnering with an organization called the Incubator Hub to drive the goal together, so that we can make sure that with collaboration with African Missions and a couple of other organizations, we can actualize the goal right on time.
All right, that's beautiful. Now, so talking about one of your partners, Incubator Hub, just before I allow Mrs. Mitchell to take the stage, I'm aware that we all are aware that it's the tech world, and there's a fear from in the heart of every young person to say, we're sure that AI robots will not take over, our responsibilities and duties and skills. But then we've come to realize that if we have AI doing certain jobs, there are people who will be behind it to program it. So which means that as much as, or as long as you can get, skills in the digital space or in the tech world, it doesn't mean you will be relinquished or your job will be taken from you. You are the one that will step up to improve and upskill and upgrade yourself in such a way that the job that you are doing can be converted into the tech.
Absolutely.
Space.
Yes.
So,
absolutely.
so going into one of your partners, that's the Incubator Hub, I would like Mrs. Mitchell to tell us about Lita. I know it's everywhere now.
Definitely.
Women in tech,
Yes,
it's everywhere.
definitely.
All right, Ms. Mitchell, what do you have to say about it?
Okay, thank you very much for that. It's lovely to be here, to talk about this program or this project that, has really transformed the life of thousands and thousands of ladies so far since its commencement on the 19th of August. It started on the 19th of August. Let me just do like a little flip back to the story. Initially started to say that, let's just train, 76 ladies. Mommy Gio, this Lita was, inaugurated in honor of Mommy Gio, actually.
Okay.
Yes, Mommy Gio at MGO at 76. So it just started as, okay, let's just train 76 ladies, in 4 digital skills, just to, emphasize the fact that, okay, MGO is an impact and just showcase what she does to the world. But over time, we saw that, this could be more, coming from the understanding that, we are global, right? Yeah. We decided to say, okay, let's make this thing global. If we are saying Ladies in Tech Africa, we cannot just be saying 76 women. I mean, compared to the statistics that Mr. Wale gave, 76 is just a very meager number.
Exactly.
So we decided to open it up. And then we saw thousands and thousands and thousands of women, apply from all over the world. I mean, all over the world, not just in Africa. We saw women from, Sierra Leone, from the UK, from Canada, from, name it, from Egypt, right? So it's been a wonderful experience, right? We saw registrations from over 113 countries.
113 countries.
Yes, 113 countries. And, of course, Nigeria topping the chart, right? But then it was something that we were delighted to see. It also showed the fact that so many people are actually willing to upskill, to widen their knowledge bank in that sense. And just looking for opportunities whereby they can easily assess some of these digital skills, which is what the Ladies in Tech Africa initiative also helps to achieve. Inclusion, women all over. Initially, we had like an age bracket of 18 to 35, but we have seen women all over, even beyond that age bracket, apply, and it has been wonderful. So we have 10 courses in which women or ladies all over the world have been able to learn. We have data analysis, which is like our highest. We had lots of registration in that course, thousands and thousands. We have content and copywriting classes. We have digital marketing classes. We have cloud computing. Speaking more to inclusion as well. There's this idea that women just like maybe digital marketing or content. But this actually proved that that's just a myth. Let me put it that way, because we had lots of people in data analysis. Like I was saying, we have cloud computing, we have cyber security, we have lots and lots, product management, product design, lots and lots of courses, 10 courses actually. And it has been a wonderful experience, really. Yes, we've had lots of beautiful testimonies, right? And this was also done, in alignment. Just to add, some facts or some numbers to what was also mentioned. We have about 35% of women populace in the tech workforce. So it asks the question to say, yes, just 35%, to say, what is happening to the remaining 65%, right? How can we ensure that we have a greater number? When we're talking about gender inclusion, is not, in my opinion, it's not a fight, right? We're not trying to compete with the guys. I know we're just trying to take our place, right? And just trying to come, into the forefront of tech. We can do more. We know women are, there's the opportunity to be creative, to be innovative. We bring, so we bring that. Let me put it in this way, that vibe, right, to the tech workplace, and it's so beautiful to see. So that is what the Ladies in Tech Africa initiative helps to cover. Thank you.
Just before we leave that section, just a way of encouraging other women out there watching us right now, listening to us. I would like to ask, what drove you into going into tech? And talking about gender inclusion now, it's like a myth, like a misconception to say tech is not for women, it's not for ladies, it's just for men. A lot of people see programming and all of these things boring and things that any woman shouldn't get involved with. Also, so from your own story, just to encourage other women out there, how did you get into it, and what do you have to say to other women out there just to encourage them?
Okay, let's say flip back to when I was serving. I just felt like, okay, what can I do differently? And then I started learning web design. Wow. Yes, so I interacted with lots of tools, but I just felt like this is not my passion, right? Okay. So I switched over to digital marketing. And let me just put it to say that so many people say, oh, tech is all about coding. I don't know how to code. I don't have the brains for it. There are lots of other courses that you do not have to even code. You don't have to write a single line of code. You have digital marketing. You have product management. You have project management. There are lots of other courses. Content. You do not have to write a single line of code. Even UI UX, you do not have to write a code, right? So I saw that there was more that I could do, and I just decided to give it a try. And over the years, since I served in 2017, over the years till now, I've functioned in lots of, content writing, product management, project management, name it, right? So the list is endless, and the world is, like they say, the sky is large, right? It's large enough. You can decide. Of course, I'm a fan of, stick to one thing that, works for you. But the fact is that when it comes to tech, it's not just a one thing. Yes, you have the opportunity to diversify. Right. For example, if I say that I want to go into UI UX design, for example, I have to have a knowledge of UI UX writing, right? Still, boils down to content writing as well. So it's not a one street way in that sense. You have the opportunity to diversify, to know a lot. I can design, I can do graphics design, I can do lots of other things, right? Because just to ensure that my I have the best output. Just to encourage ladies who may be watching, there's space for you. You can come into tech. You can learn something. In fact, I'm not just even encouraging. I'm advising, appealing. It's also a way to exercise our dominion, right? You have the opportunity to learn as much as you want to learn. Even if you don't want to learn so much, you want to stick to one course. There's the opportunity for you to do that. Exercise dominion and take a tech skill today.
That's beautiful. Just one more thing before we wrap up this session, and I will throw this question to Mr. Wale. Now, you call those numbers. If by the way you call them, you didn't even Watch actually, and they are daring, they are huge. Now, how do we, or do you plan, the African Missions Global, what's the plan to funding this project? It's a whole lot.
Okay. Anyways, whatever it is that is of God, God is going to take care of it. What is most important is that young people take advantage of all these opportunities. For example, I mentioned the Vista Africa Tech Fellowship. It will be starting in January. The aim or the goal is to empower about 350,000 young Africans in about 20 digital skills, digital and creative economic skills. Talk of graphics design, video editing, animation, content writing, UI, UX, and a whole lot of them. So the idea is consistently, when we push more to empower our young people, the idea is for us to see that we see an Africa that becomes a digital talent pool for the world. Currently, India contributes about 16% of the global tech talent that we have. So we want to see an Africa that is leading the pack when it comes to our contributions to the digital talent pool that we have in the world. And by so doing, we want that to be an avenue for empowering and lifting our young people out of poverty. Even if you want to migrate by then, you're going to be migrating legally, because if you have a skill, somebody in Europe, somebody in America, somebody in Japan is willing to pay for, you have a legal way of migrating. That is one of our key goals, to make sure that we reduce illegal migration or dangerous migration, to the barest minimum by equipping our youth. And we also look at the fact that, many young people, for lack of opportunities, go into vices, such as the one we call cyber fraud.
That's true.
So we believe that if we can introduce them to the right knowledge and education, they can actually learn the right things and, still make money the legit way. Let me put it that way. Then, so we're going to roll out our communications for registration, any moment from next week. So we advise everyone to just, you can check our website, www.africanmissionsglobal.org, and you can also stay tuned to Dove TV because we're going to put our advert on Dove TV. In addition to that, also, on a final note, we want to also make sure that we go to the roots to address some of these challenges. Our schools are still very traditional. Everything is still about medicine, it's still about accounting, But we believe that if we can get to, these younger folks at a very early age, we can actually introduce some of the opportunities in the digital economy to them at a very young age. So that is what our advocacy project is about. So there's so much, that we have in store, but, by the special grace of God, we are very confident and we believe that we are going to achieve all of these goals. So, the appeal once again is to our young people, don't joke with these opportunities. Make sure you pay, the attention, take advantage, learn. There are some of these skills you can learn with even your phone, just having a phone and, internet access. So most of our classes are on YouTube. So you can even just go on YouTube now and still learn what people have started learning since August 19th. That's how flexible and accessible we have made digital education to become.
Glory to God. Special thanks to African Missions Global for such powerful and massive initiative. Thank you so much, Mr. Rccg.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. Thank you.
Now, it's time to upskill and upscale. All right? Don't say you didn't hear this. You've got this opportunity. Seize it, maximize it. There's a way you can make that legit money. So you'll be hearing there's money in tech. What are you doing about it? It's such an opportunity that comes only once in a lifetime. Please seize it and let's make this world better. God bless you. I would like to say thank you one more time to African Missions Global and Incubator. All right. It's still the third day of the International Youth Convention of the Redeemed Christian Church of God. And it is getting better. I can assure you. By the way, if you are in Nigeria, come closer. If you are in southwestern Nigeria, please just look into my eyes now. And if you are around Redemption City and you are not here, join us live for the youth convention. You are missing a lot. This morning was explosive. From the sessions of Pastor Daniel Olawande to Pastor Emmanuel Emefile. Powerful session. The first session was about how to have dominion through intercessions and intensive prayer. We had a moment of prayer. It was such a curious moment, and we didn't want to just stop that encounter. He made mention that, you see, dominion is a birthright. He said it's an aberration for a believer that's not dominating. Said the first thing God told man is that he should dominate in Genesis 1:26. And we looked into different examples of men in the scriptures that dominated, that had dominion in their time. Daniel, Elijah, the disciples. It's such an amazing time in God's presence. Then we moved into the part where we talked about entrepreneurship, how that you can, as a young person, put your name and your business in the global space. It's such an amazing time we're having. And this evening, it promises to be a great time. Just before, I talk about the evening session, we'll be talking about or looking at the syndicate sessions between the hours of 3 and 5 p.m. Then we have shift from 5 to 7. Then the evening session start powerfully. Minister Nathaniel Bass will be joining us live in the evening session. It's a session you don't want to miss. Please, I encourage you, if you can join us here at Redemption City, join us. And if you can't, for distance, for one reason or the other, we know that God's power can meet you anywhere. Just stay connected to Dove or any of our social media platforms. It's going to be a wrap for this time, and till we meet you again next time. I am Adeni Oluwaseun Michael. Keep connected and keep having the dominion. God bless you. See you soon.
For